composer is a word that here means a person who sits in a room humming, muttering, and figuring out what notes the orchestra is going to play. This is called composing. But last night, he was not humming, he was not moving, he was not even breathing. This is called decomposing. The Composer is Dead by Lemony Snicket. The composer's death was very suspicious, so I was called in to find the murderer, or murderers, and hold them to jail. I shall start by interviewing all the usual suspects. Like most men in his line of work, this composer had many enemies lurking in the orchestra. They may lurk all they like, but I will find them wherever they are lurking. I will find them if they are lurking in the strings, in the woodwinds, in the brass, in the percussion section. I will find them wherever they are lurking. I will find them. I swear it on my own intelligence and good looks. Solve this terrible crime against all humanity and on classical music. I shall start by interrogating the strings. Strings, where were you on the night in question? We were performing a waltz. We played gracious melodies so the ladies and gentlemen could spin around and around and around, around and around, around. Until they felt dizzy and somewhat nauseous. This kept us busy all night. Aha! Perhaps you murdered the composer for making you play so much. Don't be ridiculous. Violins are the star of any orchestra. If we murdered the composer, we would have to find work at square dances, romantic restaurants. That is true. But what about you, cellos and basses? We were providing accompaniment. You can't have a reliable waltz without a steady 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's boring, but it's steady work. Perhaps you murdered the composer for giving you such boring things to play. On the contrary, we don't feel the need to show off like certain stringed instruments we can mention. Well, I guess that takes care of you, strings. Oh, violas, I forgot all about you. Everyone forgets about you. We play the notes in the chorus that nobody hears. We play crucial counter melodies that nobody cares about. We often have to stalemate after performances. And stack of chairs! We spent last night feeling sorry for ourselves, as usual. You all have very good alibis, but the composer is still dead. Perhaps the murder was lurking in the woodwinds. What say you, woodwinds? We were doing bird imitations. That seems to be all we ever do around here. In fact, whenever the orchestra needs a bird, there we are. Perhaps you murdered the composer for making you act like birds. Don't make us laugh. Much too wimpy and high-pitched for murder. You should ask the Reid instruments. They are much sneakier than us. Sneaky? Who are you calling sneaky? By the way, Inspector, that is a very handsome jacket you are wearing. Oh, thank you. Such shiny buttons. You really think so? The color is very flattering. Well, very nice of you to say so. Said the oboe. I would question the brass instruments. They're a violent lot. The brass. You really think so? You can't trust me. Everybody trusts me. After all, I tune up the entire orchestra by playing an A. Can't argue with that. Class, what did you just say for yourself? Last night was very important to us. We announced the arrival of kings and presidents. We led soldiers in the battle and held a parade when they got home. Our ears are still ringing from all the ruckus. Aha! Human composer for making you play so loud. We love being loud. Instruments are Barassi by nature. Besides, that is patriotic, and we suspect a murder was committed by a foreigner. Foreigner? What say you, French horn? You leave the French horns alone. They were in such a state last night that we took them to the club to cheer them up. We ordered 2 bottles of expensive wine and took to the stage swinging and dancing till dawn. We were there too. We drank, we percussed, bong, we only this symbolism. The number of several attractive young sailors. But then we were beat, too exhausted to commit murder. And what about you, Tuba? Were you a part of these distasteful shenanigans? No. I am a confirmed bachelor. I stayed home all night playing cards with me landlady the harp, taking sips of warm milk out of a little blue cup. I am utterly baffled. I questioned every single instrument in the orchestra, and none of them seemed to be the murderer. The violins waltzed, the cellos and basses provided accompaniment, the violas mourned their fate, the flutes did bird imitations. Repeatedly! The Reid instruments had enough good taste to admire my jacket. The trumpets held a parade in honor of our great nation, the trombones had too much to drink, the percussion beat the band. And the tuba stayed home all night playing cards with his landlady the harp, taking sips of warm milk out of a little blue cup. But the composer is still dead. That's it! The conductor! He's been murdering composers for years. When you find a conductor, you're sure to find a dead composer. Beethoven dead, Bach dead, Brahms dead, Schubert. Unfinished, but dead. Schoenberg incomprehensible, but dead. Mendelssohn, Copland, J.C. Bach, W.F. Bach, C.P. Bach, Bach. Composers lived in the musical world, and it's all because one man and one little stick. Arrest him at once. Not so fast. The conductor didn't work alone. All of us have butchered a composer at one time or another. But we also keep composers alive. Without strings or woodwinds, without brass or percussion, there would be no composing at all. Except for various kinds of non-orchestral music. If you want to hear the work of the world's greatest composers, you're gonna have to allow for a little murder here and there. Bong, bong, bong. But that's injustice. Those who want justice can go to the police. But those who want something a little more interesting should go to the orchestra.